Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're gonna put the EFI intake manifold on and see how everything fits. So come along. So we got the new intake manifold, we got the throttle body, we got the fuel rails. We're gonna unbox it, put it all together, take the old intake off, because I wanna see, we gotta make room for the intake airtime sensor, so I gotta see where we're gonna put that. Hopefully everything jives pretty good. We gotta get this junky Holley carburetor EFI system off of there. If anybody that's seeing this wants that, message me and we can maybe work out a deal. Jason's probably gonna be filming most of this. I might come over here and there, mostly because I've got to get caught up on these other projects, and he can just, this is an easy one, he can just plug away, taking stuff off and everything like that. So let's get this box undone and see what we got going on. So first thing we have is these fuel rails don't seem like they want to fit. So it appears that they want you to mount it here, which is fine and dandy, but these brackets that we have don't work like that at all. So I'm going to take some pictures and we'll email Edelbrock or whatever and see. Yeah, it's a little frustrating, but we don't really need these right now, so it's not the end of the world. We're gonna work on getting the intake off and I guess go from there. Even Jason couldn't figure it out.
It came with instructions, but there were no instruction to the instructions.
Whatever, is what it is. So Jason's just gonna get cranking on this and we'll go from there.
All right, real quick here, we're going to try and get this alternator off and the power steering pump off, just to make things a little bit easier to deal with the rest of it, because I am taking the water pump off. I always like to get as much of the stuff out of the way that I can, just to make it simpler. Why fight it? And makes it a lot easier for the rest of the operation here. So we put the new radiator in already. I don't really want to take it back out, but that's as far out as I can get the power steering pump right at the moment, which I think will give me plenty of space to do the work I need to do. So I'm just going to leave it hang out there. It isn't going anywhere, it isn't hurting anything. Now we'll go get in and get after taking that water pump off and get that out of the way. All right, so you'll have to bear with me. This is my first time ever taking apart a car, this kind of Pontiac 400 or anything like this. Just kind of learning as I go here with Jeff's help and guidance. Not even positive on this what bolts have to come out. There we go. Here we go. Got some more of the proper tools for this here operation. These are probably the two bolts I should have taken out first, but I don't really think this thing's just gonna fall apart, so I think I'll be pretty safe. It's been on there a while, and I'll probably regret saying that. And that was a stud also, so all right. That's probably a good thing we're replacing this. It doesn't look horrible, but we're doing this much work to it, we might as well make sure it stays cool. From what I can see, this housing should just come off. So we'll see what we can get here. It's like, why are you guys messing with me? You know you're opening up Pandora's box, right?
Oh, 100%.
Does that thing go all the way down?
Yeah.
That's all the way part of the timing cover.
Yeah.
Oh my. Little interruption there. We had to get the wideband unhooked from underneath. That was in there quite precariously, I guess. Oh, now we're going to work on getting this throttle body off. Carburetor, whatever, fuel injected thingy that Jeff doesn't care for. Oh, I guess I have to take the fuel line off yet too. Okay, let's see if we can get this undone. Oh yeah, no worries. Oh, we got a little pressure under there. I'm gonna get a rag for this. There we go. Fuel line removed. Borrow one of these bolts. Let's get these back nuts off of this thing and get this sucker out of here so we can make some progress here. Snipe this sniper right off of here. I know, bad joke. Just never want it to run right. So, do a little swapperoo here and get it something a little more reliable. Yeah, of course, there's got to be one. Got it to the top of the stud and it wants to come out with the stud and all. No problem. That would be this one. There we go. Your turning days are over. Alright. That's that. Now we can commence to getting this intake out of here. Oops, wrong one. Let's try using the right size wrench. That one might work. There we go. So it's interesting to me. I mean, I've never taken something like this apart, but these intake bolts were not super tight. I don't know what the torque is on them, but I'm just thankful they're coming out. I've got all my bolts loose. Now we're gonna see if we can get this thing to pop out of here. Definitely not going to work with that tool. Might need to have Jeff come over here and give me a hand. Not entirely sure what's the best way to get after this. I think we'll grab a bigger tool. I see one in the corner. This looks like a good way to do this. I don't know. We're going to find out. I better ask Jeff. I don't want to screw this up. So we're going to hold off on this for a second. I was mistaken. This went much easier than I thought. I just did a little gentle pry right up here in front. And here we go. There goes the gasket. Yikes. Cast iron's a little hefty. So we'll see if we can set the other one in there. Obviously, I'm not going to put a gasket in just now, but just going to see what it looks like sitting in there. We'll get Jeff excited. Hey, should I bolt this thing in right away? The new intake. I know I can't bolt it down. I don't have gaskets or anything for it yet. We're not to that point. And I'm also seeing another issue we're going to have here. There's no blocking over here for our throttle. So much like everything else, custom is custom, man. We'll make it happen though. So I'm going to leave this right here for now. Hopefully it wasn't too boring watching me putz around in here, but this was, like I said, all new ground for me. It's definitely a motor I've never taken apart, by any means.
Ooh, looks pretty good here, Jason.
Well, you know, you
Running into any major issues?
not entirely. I mean, even a blind squirrel could find a nut every now and then. I muddled through it. It's like I mentioned when I was taking it apart. It's all new territory for me.
Is there a plug right here in the old intake manifold?
It's right behind you.
No, there isn't. Okay. It'd be cool if we had fuel rails.
Yeah. When we have them, we just have no instruction on how to mount them.
Right.
Which, yeah, I don't think they're right, because unless we're missing something, I don't understand how they would go on there.
No. Based on the other brackets I've seen from the Holley stuff, it's completely different. Not Holley, sorry, Edelbrock stuff.
Oof.
Yeah, get rid of that Holley junk.
Yeah, man, speak those dirty words.
Oh, man. Sucks that we gotta pull the radiator, get the water pump housing off, but
Yeah, that's a bit more involved there.
you know.
But that's all right. It's simple enough. It's basically one bolt there, and we'll have the radiator out. Then I
Yeah.
can get all this back out.
Yeah, so then we gotta once this gets painted, we gotta transfer over the coolant temp for the gauge, and then the coolant temp sensor for the EFI system. Wow, they put another one here too. I wonder if it might just thread right in there, so I don't have to have an adapter. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It seemed... Oh, there we go.
Sitting down a little better.
Well, I was going to say, it doesn't seem to sit right. Well, now it does when you put it in there. Okay, that makes me feel better. I was getting a little excited there. Yeah, we're going to have to get a little creative with our throttle.
Why is that?
Because on the old intake manifold, where this pillar is here for the injector, there was a bolt hole. The 1 metric bolt I found on the entire thing here, it was a 12 that screwed it onto the top of this to make it more rigid.
Oh, yeah, right there.
Yep. So just a little bit of, well, that's why it's custom, you know.
Yeah.
You know, if it was easy, everybody'd do it.
Is there an intake bolt back there we could maybe attach that to?
Yeah, the bolt will work. We'll maybe just have to, it won't be as stiff. I mean, there is the bolt there. We'll just have to modify the bracket, I guess.
Yeah. Sounds like a problem for another day.
Yeah.
Oh man, Jason, the ceiling's dripping out of this whole time.
Yeah, it's great. It's like,
So I know I filmed last week saying that we were done with that project for the week. I didn't really like how much would have been in the video, so we're gonna keep working on this week. We're gonna work on pulling the radiator. We're gonna pull the harmonic balancer off and get this cover off. I also want to see where I want to put the intake air temp sensor, so that way we can get that drilled. Update as well, the brackets that they sent us for the fuel rails, not the right ones. So that's why they didn't fit, which is good to know. But in all reality, this hopefully will come apart pretty decent,
we're gonna find out.
right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, most of these, they have the timing marks actually like right here. But this one doesn't, so.
You need one of those the gauges, huh?
Well, it's built into the cover a lot of times on the
Yeah, I haven't
Pontiacs.
seen it out there.
No, it would have been. I mean, we'll look when we get it off.
Mm-hmm.
So we might have to get a new cover itself, which would kind of suck, but not the end of the world, I guess.
Yeah, once I get it in my hands, I'll be able to inspect it a little closer.
So yeah, Jason's gonna work on this here, and then once we get some stuff figured out, we'll go from there.
All right, everybody, we're back at it. So now I'm gonna take the radiator back out, and then we're going to take the harmonic balancer off and get after the water pump housing cover here And once I get the radiator out, I'll be able to move this water pump out of my way, give myself some more room. With the new fans on, this bolt here is long enough that I cannot get it out with the fans there. But with the entire radiator out of my way, won't be a problem. For me, the best part of this is I can turn wrenches, but a lot of what I'm doing here is new territory and learning on the new systems that we're going to put into this car. Helping Jeff do these builds has been a blast because I have learned an awful lot that I've been able to help other people out with that are trying to upgrade and update things. Obviously, I'm no expert, but at least I can help guide them in the right direction. And I mean, who doesn't want to work on a classic car? Yeah, it's not all the parts or numbers matching vehicle, but it's still a pretty darn cool car. We'll slide this guy out. Now we can get after this balancer, which felt like 1/2-inch bolts. Now I believe we've got the proper tool here. Let's see what we can make happen. All right. Don't beat me up too bad. I'm using the silver socket. It should be all right. Down in here, I'm comfortable with it. All right. That's making progress. Now if this guy comes off, oh boy, that couldn't have gone any smoother. Boy, none of these bolts are tight at all, or have been tight while removing this stuff. Maybe as we dismantle this, we will find more issues that we need to repair. It's kind of feeling that way here, oddly enough. There were in fact 4 bolts down there below. New at this filming, so I'm making sure you can see what the heck I'm trying to do here. Because otherwise, why bother videoing this stuff, right? How does this come off? Do you know?
There might be some bolts coming through the...
Oh, there's one more right there. I thought I got that one. Oh, there's 2. Okay, that's not holding. I think it's all Permatex. Yep. All right.
Yeah, so Jason's got the whole front of this all apart. Here's our haltech intake air temp sensor. Ideally, we want to put this in one of the runners. That way it gets as accurate of a air temp reading as possible. And I'd like to kind of clean up this engine a little bit. So I'm thinking right back here. There is a port right here. I wonder if I can get an adapter, actually. Well, the problem with adapters is a lot of times they'll stick too far up into the runner and not get an accurate reading. So if we put it like right back here, yeah, there should be enough room right there. I'm gonna talk to the guy who's gonna be tuning it and see maybe we just get the bigger one for there. That might make a little bit more sense. I actually might even have one here. Hold on a sec. Put that in the bag, please, Jason.
Yep. Oh, threads right in. Perfect.
We'll see. I don't know yet. Oh yeah, that's the right one. We're gonna use that one. I'll use this one on a different project.
Excellent.
So what I'm gonna have Jason do here real quick is we're gonna pull the intake manifold. Maybe get those heater lines off because we're gonna delete the heater in here. And yeah, we'll go get out to the car and get the parts. All right, well, back to it.
Jeff has gotten the gasket kit already, but I'm going to just pull the PVC valves out of here. First thing I'm going to do is take the intake out of the way so I don't muck that thing up. So here we go. Looks like we just got a box of packing, honestly. Ah, there we go. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Now to get that crusty grommet out of there. Alright, we're going to attempt this with the custom bent screwdriver. This actually came in real handy when we were working on the the WRX, oddly enough. Okay, that's just kind of falling apart on me here. Let's try this guy. Oh, yeah, oh boy. Okay. There we go. I'm going to continue installing the grommet here and the valve itself. Much easier than taking the crusty old one out. And then we'll just push this guy back in. And then we're ready for the races. I mean, it's looking pretty clean in here now without those heater hoses in there. We got the new PVC valve in, which that went kind of smooth. I mean, you probably saw what I did there. Kind of broke apart, so it was more than time for that to get changed out. Just put the old hose on there. We're looking pretty good. I mean, it's cleaning things up in here, so that's pretty sweet. You know, less moving parts, the better. And it was pretty sweet that sensor fit right in there, so that's one less thing we have to monkey with. But that's all I got, I think, tonight.
How'd it go, Jason?
It went great. Everything came apart super easy, amazingly. I kind of think things are supposed to be tighter, but what do I know? I'm learning as I go. But yeah, everything came apart real slick, and it looks much nicer and cleaner in there. And we're kind of looking at certain things and not looking at other things, and gonna complete this build.
Yeah, well, Jason did a lot of taking stuff apart today. So we got the coolant temp sensor swapped over to make sure it fits. It's obviously going to come out. We got the gauge coolant sender. We got the intake air temp sensor in. So this is going to go off to paint along with those. I'm going to get those sandblasted and everything so that way it's all fresh. I'm going to paint the water pump. I'm going to paint all this Pontiac blue. Obviously it's going to stand out a lot more than, you know, the old stuff, but I want it to look correct. But that's probably all that we're going to do in this video, because it's going to be a little bit until we get any further on that, because, well, we need to start putting stuff back together here in a minute. But if you guys are looking forward to more EFI Pontiac stuff, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you next time.